On this channel, I focus on giving you step-by-step instructions on how to use ChatGPT to automate your CMMC efforts, which will save your company both time and money. My name is Derek Phillips. I am the founder and president of Aspire Cyber. We specialize in helping defense contractors prepare for CMMC assessments. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe down below so that you're notified every time that we release new videos. Also, join our group on LinkedIn where you can collaborate with other defense contractors who are looking to automate their CMMC efforts. Let's get to the content. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to use ChatGPT to automate the process of creating a procedure. And for this video, we're going to use an asset management procedure as an example, but you can follow these same steps to create any procedure. Previously, I recorded a video showing you how to use ChatGPT to create a policy, but now we're focusing on procedures. So you can think about the policy as a high level requirement for the organization, and the procedure is the more details. So the policy tells you what has to be done, and then the procedures really tell the organization how to do it. So really how to implement those controls. So of course, we're getting started right at ChatGPT. So once you go to ChatGPT dashboard, you'll select new chat. And you can always think about the prompts when you're entering information into the prompt as really just having a conversation with ChatGPT. It's your own personal robot, essentially, that knows a lot of information. Your most intelligent friend. Okay, so since we're focusing on a procedure today, again, we're going to use an example. I'm going to show you how to do an asset management procedure, which is one of the required documents that you'll need for CMMC level 2 and level 3 assessments. So let's get started. First, I'm going to ask my friend ChatGPT, what section should be included in a NIST SP 800-171 asset management procedure? So for those of you that may not be familiar with CMMC, essentially it's the program that assesses the NIST SP 800-171 practices. So for level 2, there's 110 practices. All right, let's see what ChatGPT gives us. Now, as you see, it's telling us the specific sections that you should have in your asset management procedure. Now, having an asset management procedure is very important because the assets that are in scope for your CMMC level 2 and level 3 assessments will be any assets that process, transmit, or store CUI. And that's that controlled unclassified information. Level 1 CMMC assessments focus on FCI, Federal Contract Information. So according to ChatGPT, we need 12 sections for our asset management procedure. Next, I'm going to provide ChatGPT some additional information specific to my organization. And in this example, we're using ABC Company as the organization. But as you're using ChatGPT to help you create your policies and procedures, keep in mind the more information that you enter, that you provide ChatGPT, essentially feeding it, the better it's trained on how to customize the procedure to your organization, which is what you want. You want the procedure to be specific to your organization and an actual document and guidelines that your employees can follow to secure CUI. So as you see, I'm listing the company name, saying we're a small defense contractor. We have less than 200 employees. Employees use company-owned devices. BYOD is not permitted. Full disencryption is required on all mobile devices that process, transmit, and store CUI. So I'm feeding ChatGPT this information so it can incorporate it into the procedure. So the more information you feed it, the better. And as you can see, it's starting to insert the information that I listed in my prompt. pretty amazing. And you're going to take this information, essentially, in this example, we're kind of going section by section, and you would take that information once you're happy with it, you feel it's customized to your organization, it's specific to the controls that you have implemented in your company, then you would take that section by section and put it into a policy template, and voila, you'll have your NIST SP 800-171 compliant policy. So there we go. It tells us 9 areas for, or 9, essentially you could say, responsibilities for asset management. All right, so next we're going to dig even deeper. So every time ChatGPT provides you with a response, you can always provide follow-up questions to go in more depth if you need, or you can request ChatGPT to provide you a more concise response. Next, I want ChatGPT to give me specific guidelines for identifying and labeling all assets, including hardware, software, and data. So it's really important that your organizations are properly labeling your assets so you can know, okay, what assets are in scope for your CMMC assessments and what assets are out of scope. So any assets that do not process, store, or transmit CUI or FCI, then it won't be in scope for the assessment, which will limit your responsibilities. Here we go. Now ChatGPT is giving us specific guidelines for identifying and labeling assets. And this is what you want to include in your asset management procedure to give your either IT staff or whoever's responsible for managing assets, giving them specific guidelines on how to comply with the requirements outlined in your asset management policy. So you can see how the policy is a high level and the procedure is a more specific guidelines. So we have 8 specific guidelines for identifying and labeling assets. And again, if you feel that that's adequate, then all right, then you can copy that into your template for your asset management procedure. Or if you feel you need more, you can have ChatGPT expound on specific examples. Okay, now let's list some examples of hardware and software assets. So oftentimes when I'm working with clients and they're doing an asset inventory, they sometimes forget about the software assets. So keeping in mind for CMMC level 2 and level 3 assessments, you want to identify wherever that CUI flows. So that's going to be in scope. Those assets are going to be in scope, whether they're software or hardware. Don't just focus on the hardware. So in that case, if you're stuck, you're kind of trying to brainstorm and think about, okay, what assets pretty much process, access, or store CUI, then you can use ChatGPT to give you some examples and help you really flush out all the assets that are in scope for your CMMC assessments. And you see we have computers, mobile devices, printers. A lot of times our clients forget about the printers. But if you're printing CUI, then that printer is in scope. Operating systems, especially with cloud, you want to think about all the different SaaS applications you're using. All that should be included in your asset inventory. Now we have examples. We want to get some suggestions as far as different tools we can use for asset inventory. So let's see. ChatGPT, I want you to suggest asset inventory tools. Of course, you can do it the old-fashioned way with using just Excel to try to track your assets. However, of course, your organization grows. It's going to become very cumbersome trying to manage that spreadsheet. So it is a good best practice to have an asset management tool that you can use for your inventory. So it's listing different tools you can use. Got different software. All right, I want to expound on that response that they gave me, that ChatGPT provided. Some asset management software examples. So I want to actually list some software for me. So as an organization, you can look at that software that's provided in this list and go do your due diligence to see, okay, which tool will work best for your organization. So instead of starting from scratch, having no idea what asset management tools are available, ChatGPT can help you out here. Okay, so we're making great progress on having ChatGPT automate our CMMC procedure. We're almost there. Next, I want some specific guidelines on how to dispose of assets that contain CUI. So that's critical because you want to make sure that you're properly disposing of any assets that may contain CUI, because you don't want that CUI getting into the wrong hands. All right, now we have some detailed guidance that ChatGPT is providing us on how to properly dispose of any assets that may contain that CUI. So ChatGPT, it does all the heavy lifting for you. There's no exaggeration when I say ChatGPT can automate your CMMC efforts. When it comes to cybersecurity, it's not just a set it and forget it or it's on autopilot. However, you can use tools like ChatGPT to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you and to automate a lot of the processes so that you can focus on growing your business. Now that you have this information, you may be thinking, okay, Derek, how do I format it, or what do I do with it now? So we're going to let's ask our best friend, our intelligent robot, what can we do? So we're going to have you say, create an asset management procedure template. So we're going to need a template. If you have any existing policies any existing templates that you use, that's what you can pretty much copy and paste this information into it. But it's showing you here how to pretty much create that template for you in terms of showing you how it should be formatted. So it should have your purpose, your scope. It gives you all the information you need. All right, I delivered what I promised. I showed you how to use ChatGPT to automate your CMMC procedures, which is a big component of completing your CMMC assessment successfully. You need to have those documented policies and procedures. Another part of that is making sure your organization is following those policies and procedures and implementing those controls that you have documented. But now, only thing left for you to do is get started with ChatGPT. Thanks for watching CMMC Automation. I hope that you got a lot of value from today's video and you use ChatGPT to automate your CMMC efforts. It's going to save your company a lot of time and money. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me at Aspire Cyber. Also, you can leave your questions in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe because it helps out this channel immensely. I really appreciate it, and good luck to you on your CMMC journey.